Now, go ahead and point to where you first saw the perpendicular.
The one that was vertical was straight ahead.
Vertical.
Here.
Okay.
Here.
Now I'm just going to do a scan around here. We're on 207.
Yeah, 207.
And you say Mouser Road is
straight
back
ahead of us
towards
now,
the
but it was
north.
behind us.
Okay. Yeah. But you were facing to the south.
Yeah.
And you said it was over towards that direction this way, and then you said the second time was over.
The second time we looked out the right side of the car.
Farther
and
west.
And they was headed in that direction. It was above this field right here.
Okay.
That's the field that they were in right here.
Okay. And they're thinking that was about how high? About.
I would say, let's just say, they was no higher than that. If you can see the cell phone tower, they were closer than that, and not at all as high as that cell phone tower. Now,
okay.
the tower you can see down there, that's the 1,000-foot one I was talking about. Okay, they was nowhere near that far or that high.
That's 1,000 foot.
They was no higher than that.
Down there?
Yeah. And see, that's that first one I thought I seen was that, but they're over there, and we saw them on that side. The three lights over there, the three sets.
Where did you see was the three in the sky? Was that in this location?
Right here.
So it was right here.
Yes.
You saw them right here.
Correct. In that field right there, heading that way.
Now, how close to you was it? Like just that field, or the houses over there, or beyond that?
It might have been hard to tell.
It's
huh?
hard
I
to
know
tell.
it's hard to say.
But okay, if I was going to say at night, see the tree?
Yeah.
There. I would say
Okay.
that distance from the tree. That's a good landmark.
Okay.
Okay.
From where they were at, and they were above the tree. I will say that they were higher than the trees, but they were about that far from us. So we knew, and we could see a car, and that's why I was wondering about witnesses. We saw other cars driving on 22, so I know there was people that had to have seen that.
And was any of that field illuminated by?
None, zero, no
So it was
illumination.
about right here, huh?
Yes, it was right in here, and there was no illumination as far as on the ground or like bright shining us up or anything like that. It was just contained light. It was.
If as dark as it gets out here, it should.
It should have shown something. Because you can see the farmers working in the field, the lights on their tractors are bright, and how they shine the field out.
Right.
That didn't do that.
I'm glad we got to go to where you saw. Glad we got to see the location. Because I was curious exactly where it was.
And like I said, you could see the cars like traveling on 22. You could see their lights. So we knew it wasn't over 22, but it was like close to it.
Yeah. Now, as you were in this area last night, could you tell if anybody was actually like working in the fields? Was there any tractors?
Yeah, there was way over there. There some by that woods over in there. There we did see a tractor.
I thought it might, maybe we could stop at some.
Yeah, we did. I did see one there, but it might have been on the other side of the trees. But I did see one over that way.
Okay.
But I was so
Right,
excited. I was
right.
like, oh my god.
Right.
Okay. Well, if you think of anything else, we'll go see Scott.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna get a.
Yeah, he just lives right over in Williamsport.
Anyways, okay.
Dan, what do you think? Okay, just
Just like act like you're just telling us the story like you haven't told us anything yet.
start.
That's
Your
kinda what happened.
name is Scott, and what's your last name?
Perry.
P-E-R-R-Y.
That's correct. Scott's actually my middle name, so if you go to look me up or something, then you might have to look me up on my first name is Ryan, R-Y-A-N.
Okay.
But I go by Scott. So
Okay. All right. Yeah. If you would start at the time and the location, which way you're headed, and all that stuff. Start from there, and we'll actually be recorded.
all right.
We might interject with some questions.
Okay. It's about, let's see, he picked me up at 8 o'clock. We left from full out of my drive. I remember looking at the clock. It was 8:03.
Where?
Right here, 113 McDowell Street in Bloomingburg.
Oh, okay. We left from here.
Yep.
We're going
And
over.
we headed right out here. We're going to Circleville. So the way we go is we hit 62, then we hit Bloomingburg, New Holland Road, and then we get into 207 and down to 22. Okay, all that stuff. So we were about 15 minutes into our trip. So at this point in time, it was about 8:15, and we were on 207 south, headed towards 22. Adam made the comment, "Hey, what is that right there?" And he was looking straight ahead. Adam's the kind of guy, like, during the daytime, he'll see a speck in the sky, and I can't ever find it, so I don't even bother with it. So I blew him off. I said, "It's probably a star or something, Adam."
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know what you're seeing, because I probably won't see it. So, and we're driving down the road, and he's talking, and so the corner of my eye, it couldn't have been a minute later, so between 8:15 and 8:20, out of the corner of my right eye, I seen lights. I turned and looked. They were less than a mile away, and I'm telling you, they were less than 1,000 feet off the ground, is what it looked like. The very first thing I seen was 3 very distinct sets of lights.
What those lights look like?
Each one of those lights, there was 3 on the back of it. It looked like the back end of something. There was 3 lights on each, and they were solid white, bright as hell.
Were they like flashlights?
They would look like a light bulb, is what you could compare it to. Yeah.
Were they having like a kind of flare?
Nothing coming off of them. They were just bright lights.
It definitely has a mechanical type of a light, not like a fire from a flare.
No, definitely not any kind of flame or anything like that. It was definitely some kind of light. But what I remember about it was really bright. And there was definitely 3 distinct lights on each one of them.
How many of them was there?
There
Sorry.
was 3 separate ones.
Okay.
So there was a total of 9 lights, if you want to do that.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I looked at him, and I said, "Adam, what the hell is that?" And at that minute, he turned and looked too, and he said, "Scott, that's what I seen." So I'm watching, he's like, "Get your phone out and get a picture." And as I'm looking for my phone, I'm still watching the lights at this time. They're moving pretty erratically. At first, I'm thinking drones. Like, I'm thinking somebody got drones because of how low they look. Well, they were moving up, down, sideways, stuff like that.
Oh, they were doing a lot of.
They were doing a little bit.
maneuver?
Yeah, but this was all in the span of like 30 seconds. I didn't even have time to open my phone up before they was gone.
Okay.
So the very first one, the one that was on the far left of the pattern, because they were all 3 separate at this time, just disappeared. Gone. Those 3 lights just gone. They didn't move nowhere.
Okay.
They didn't blink out, nothing. It was just like they were never there.
Okay.
Right after that, the other 2 came together and formed one with just the 3 lights is all you could see, and then they were just gone. There was no, they couldn't have went behind anything. There was no clouds. There was nothing.
Could you give him a piece of paper so that he could just kind of quickly sketch that out?
Okay, yeah.
And it was over the field.
I'm just gonna draw like the horizon, like a field,
Okay.
and then you can just draw like what you saw in the sky above it.
Now, the lights you say were very bright, so was
Yeah,
it
but-
illuminating anything on the ground or?
Nope.
Okay.
Didn't see nothing around there. Thank you. Now, because of the dark, the lights were all I seen, and it looked, the back pattern that they were in was in a rectangle form.
Okay.
Other than that, I see no other shadows with it, nothing else.
You kind of, if you can, just draw as best you can from what you saw. You understand, it was night and.
Yeah. You said less than 1,000 feet.
Up in the air. Now,
Right.
they were
Right.
quite a
This is
mile
right
away
away
from us. From us, less than a mile. That would be the best I could do as far as like what they look like to me.
Okay, that makes sense. I see what you mean.
Just as a reference point, you're going 22 like towards Circleville. You got cell phone towers, everything. There's one large tower. It's got I think 3 or 4 blinking lights on it.
Right before when you come through Williamsport,
Yeah.
that's what you're talking
Well,
about.
that tower there, I know for a fact is 1,000 foot tall. That's Channel 53 from television. That's one of their towers.
Okay.
I saw it on just as a reference. That's 1,000 foot.
I'd say it was about level with that.
Okay.
We were freaked out. We thought everybody.
Yeah, I've been hearing I think a lot of other people saw it too. I mean, there are a lot of people on Facebook and Twitter telling me they saw something. So we're going to be trying to look into those today too.
Yeah.
Okay, now, is that, anything more beyond that you can think of?
As far as
really weird or anything?
As far as those lights go, yeah. Now we got to 22, and we went, I guess it's east, yeah, towards Circleville.
Yep.
Okay. We got through Williamsport, so we're still on 22 east at this point, in between Williamsport and 104,
Okay.
where the Goody Nook sits.
Mhm.
And I looked to my right, and I seen, because we were all both on the phone at this time, trying to tell everybody what we seen. We were freaking out and everything.
Yes.
And I looked to my right, and I'm in the middle of a phone conversation with my mom, and I seen a helicopter, and it was on the horizon, so it'd be south of 22. Okay, when I first noticed it, it was about a mile away from us. It was flying pretty low. I couldn't tell you how low it was flying, but I can tell you that the spotlight on it was really, really bright, and it was searching. They were looking all over. Now, when I noticed the helicopter, the horizon behind it looked like trees and hills and stuff, because that's towards like Silicon and everything. But behind that was illuminated. Does that make sense? Behind that hill area looking thing was illuminated from where the helicopter had just come from. And I told Adam, I said, it's really bright back there, and that's where he just came from. Well, as he goes to pass over us, he came back towards 22 and passed over us.
Oh, okay.
As he's coming toward us, I saw those three lights again, but only one set of them. And they were there, below the helicopter, and then gone. In 2 seconds flat.
Okay.
That was it. They were there, gone. Adam didn't have time to see them.
You saw these again by the helicopter?
Just one set,
One
though.
of them.
One set.
By the
But
helicopter?
it was coming
It was
towards,
below the
coming
helicopter.
from the
Okay.
south, heading towards you, which you were in 22,
Mhm.
and the helicopter came over, and then right underneath that was those.
Yep.
three.
Could you estimate a time that might have been? Just
That would have been around 8:30. Between 8:30 and 8:40.
okay.
Yeah, because we were close to getting to Circleville at that point.
Reappeared and then disappeared, is that what you said?
Yeah, I seen the
Okay.
lights for 2 seconds, and then they were gone. There was no clouds or nothing. They were just gone.
Okay, cool.
And they were in the sky.
There's something like over, the helicopter would have been coming,
It was coming, it was headed north.
right, okay. So, but coming from like, over Kingston Pike area down that way, or?
No, it would have been closer. Okay, we're
Well, I mean,
on this side of 23, though.
Right. Because when Dad first saw it and watched dropping the flares, it came from that direction, like where Kingston Pike and
His dad saw it, I don't know if you knew that.
That's what
And,
it was.
Barkman Park's over that way.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's where it
Yeah,
started.
that's not where it was when we seen it.
Right. It was between 8 and 8:15, and then Dad said it made a beeline for where you guys
Mhm.
saw everything. So the time kind of goes together.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing them alone was creepy enough, and then the military helicopter, I assumed it was a military.
Yeah.
At first I thought it could be a cop car looking for a car or something, but the way, cop cars and helicopters, they follow the car they're after. They don't go in big loops and then go fly. And that helicopter took
That
off.
helicopter and spotlight's been over town for the last about 3 or 4 days. I even seen it hover over Walmart.
Did you say on the ground under the helicopter it was glowing? Did you say that? Or off in the distance it was
Off in the
glowing?
distance, in the horizon area, like you couldn't, it was like it was behind either trees or a
To interject,
hill.
Off
We
in
were-
the distance you saw glowing?
Yes.
Okay.
So now, to interject something in this recording is that because when we were out there looking around the area and we were heading back towards Circleville,
Yeah.
Lucky noticed some kind of a glowing.
Yes.
We've got it on recording.
What it appeared to me like is, but a lot faster, but if you've ever seen like, well, the Pickaway County Airport, you got the spotlight that,
That's for the planes.
but it looked like that, but like it was in fast forward, very quick, like a real quick
Really?
strobe, but it was toward the same direction that you're mentioning. I saw it last night. Very fast, but one of them things that, you got to look at it for a minute to make sure it was there because it's so far off. But that's what it appeared, almost like a strobe light, but it was behind all the trees and everything, so it wasn't real high up.
And the color of the lights were
White.
White.
Yes, white. Solid white. Every time I see them.
But definitely like a mechanical light is what I would call it.
Yeah, the
saw
best way I can
shapes
describe
of-
it, they were round lights. I didn't see a shape of anything attached to the light,
but it was
all I could see was the light.
Okay.
And their pattern was in a rectangle, so I'm assuming it's a back end of something.
Okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And you just can't see the front.
Right.
because of the
It's kind of like seeing tail lights on a car way
Right,
up.
exactly,
Right?
exactly. But the best way I can describe lights is really bright light bulbs. That's the best way to
anything
describe it.
strange about the lights or anything around it, or the way it was glowing on anything, or?
No, I didn't know anything else about it.
No noise of any kind?
Never heard a word, never heard a hum or nothing.
Okay,
All right, well, we can get you both together now. Is it all right if we get a picture of you, just one another, of you guys together?
Yeah.
And when Kind of falls into place there.
Yeah.